walking the right away to White Oak Railway here in Beckley, West Virginia, which is in Raleigh County, by the way. But I don't know what used to be here. This is two concrete blocks with the bottom of a metal steel rebar sticking out. I have no idea what used to be there. I really have absolutely no idea. I don't remember anything being there. I grew up in the 90s, and I do remember the train coming through here in the 90s when I was growing up. There was an occasional train here and there, but I don't remember anything being there. I remember the railroad crossing, because back there people would literally stop on the tracks, when the tracks, even though those signs that clearly said do not stop on tracks still used, or something like that. Said that, I think it said active railroad, do not stop on tracks. Even, well, technically it wasn't active railroad. It was still used, but it wasn't very active at the time. I think a couple times a month a train came through here. Wasn't very often. I think once every 2 weeks, maybe a little more, a little something. I was just a kid at the time, I remember. But I do remember over there where seats is now, seeing the train go by. Of course, there was a movie theater there, a small cinema. I think it had 4 theaters. You got the big 7th there. Actually, no, I don't know how many that one has. Galleria 12. I think it has 12. If memory serves me right. The new one, the old one only had 4. And then when they built the new Galleria 12, they set the old Galleria 4 down and it was demolished. And then the land was sold to seats, to the company who built the seats there. But I remember the road crossing here. This road's been redone since then, but they can't even tell there's ever a crossing there. I just remember the road. I just remember the track went straight in the rail junction here, and the one track that went behind seats where that fence is, the other rail line went right behind that fence over there. I think when they first built the seats, pieces of that track was still there. There was a metal pole over there, which I have no idea if it has anything to do with the railroad or not. It's got a pole of a concrete block. It may have actually been old signal for the tracks. I really have no idea. I think it's still there in the bushes. It's a long, tall metal pole with a concrete slab. It was pulled up out of the ground, slab and all, and set in the bushes there. It may still be there, but I'm not sure. Maybe. And if it is, I'll do a video in the wintertime after we get a couple good hard freezes. One thing about railroad archaeology here in West Virginia is different than other places. Like Florida, for example, because I watch a guy that does train videos in Florida all the time. It's here in the wintertime we get a lot of cold weather and snow. It's not much fun being out in the cold and snow, but you can get some good videos. Well, it depends on the temperatures. If it's about 30 degrees and snow and it's perfect, but it's like 10, 15 degrees and wind howling, it's not. It depends on the temperature on that. But we'll get the cold weather. A lot of the trees will de-leaf. They actually lose their leaves in the wintertime, for example. And a lot of poison ivy and underbrush will die out. So a lot of these places I know of is easier to get to. Of course, I watched a guy in Florida hit food line. I think down there it stays warm year round. Well, they do get cool spells, but the trees down that way don't lose their leaves and the brush don't die out like it does here. Everything pretty much stays green and healthy all year. Okay. Getting across this road is not easy. You can't even tell there's a railroad track here anymore. You literally cannot tell the railroad track exists. The railroad crossing is here because it wasn't that many years ago. There's intersections redone and made wider. Here in a minute I'll be on the actual rail trail. I don't know why they didn't expand the rail trail a little bit farther. My opinion, when they built the rail trail, they should have brought like maybe 100 feet more, and they could have put steps going up into Kroger's parking lot, where Kroger's and some of these other businesses are, and could have had a small, they could have actually had a stairwell going up in a small section of parking on the side here just for the rail trail only. But they didn't. But that didn't get done. And the one area up here where there was parking for the rail trail only, It was some private company who owned the parking lot for a while. They allowed that, and then they sold it to another company who built a lot up here. They built a huge gas station, like I think it's Liberty Gas, something like that. I'll point out the gas station out in the next video, because if I film all this, it'll be way too long. Also point out where a few spots used to be. Those are junctions switching away from single track to double track. Here's just a long train passing siding. But I just want to get some videos. Over there's Logan's Roadhouse. That's where I walk. Thinking my co-workers are out smoking. They see me walking past. They're going to be wondering what in the world I'm doing. So, oh well. Yeah, when I get the set right in this video, and I'll just do another video of the Beckley Rail Trail. Really careful where I strap. This is probably swampy. But the other day we got all that rain here, insanely high amount of rain. I mean, we probably got 2 inches of rain in just under an hour. It was flooding through here a little bit. It was so bad. Of course, it didn't do that much in Mount Hope. While I live in Mount Hope, we got very little rain. My neighbors are surprised when I'm telling them how crazy the rain is and what happened with the water here. Okay. Bit smarter to go around, but they put the bridge here. That gets built. Okay, that just looks weird. Oh well. Old Beckley Fire Department. It's no fire department there. It's no longer the fire department. It is obsolete. The brand new fire department was a lot bigger. It's over here. The city of Beckley got a brand new fire department that sits out on the behind Lowe's now, and they actually got a lot more trucks and big and better equipment. Because the city is growing so much, they had to build a larger fire department and more equipment just to keep up, just in case something happens. Although that massive explosion yesterday, as of the day I'm doing this video, there's a recent explosion that happened over at Beaver. I don't think anybody was killed, but 2 people had to go to the hospital. I'm filming the video on July 19th. That's when I'm actually filming this video, by the way, but I'm gonna end here and do a second video. If I don't, I'll make this way too long.